Cristóbal Balenciaga founded his fashion house in 1919 with a vision that was radically different from his contemporaries, at a time when fashion relied heavily on ornamentation and surface decoration. Balenciaga treated garments like architectural structures. His designs emphasized shape, volume, and precision, often standing away from the body rather than clinging to it. He pioneered silhouettes such as the cocoon coat, balloon skirt, and sack dress, redefining how fabric could interact with space. Balenciaga's mastery of tailoring earned him immense respect within the industry. And he was admired not only by clients, but by fellow designers who viewed him as a technical genius. His clientele consisted largely of royalty, aristocrats, and elite women who valued discretion and refinement over spectacle. Haute couture under Balenciaga was about perfection, control, and timeless elegance. Every seam was intentional, every silhouette calculated. 2. This foundation established Balenciaga as one of the most influential fashion houses of the 20th century, setting standards that shaped luxury fashion for decades and cementing the brand's association with exclusivity and high craftsmanship. Despite its early success, Balenciaga faced an uncertain future after Cristóbal Balenciaga closed the house in 1968. The fashion industry was rapidly changing, and the rise of ready-to-wear clothing made haute couture less commercially viable. Consumers were beginning to prioritize accessibility, youth culture, and faster fashion cycles, leaving traditional couture houses struggling to remain relevant. Without its founder, Balenciaga lost the singular creative vision that had defined it, and the brand slowly faded from the spotlight. For years, it existed more as a historical reference than an active cultural force. This period highlighted a harsh reality within fashion. Even the most prestigious legacy brands are vulnerable to shifts in consumer behavior and cultural priorities. Balenciaga's dormancy was not due to a lack of importance, but rather a mismatch between its traditional values and a world that was moving towards speed, experimentation, and mass consumption. The brand's silence during this time created a blank slate, one that would later allow for a dramatic and unexpected reinvention. The revival of Balenciaga began cautiously in the late 20th century, most notably under the creative direction of Nicolas Ghesquière. He approached the brand with deep respect for its heritage while injecting a futuristic sensibility that resonated with modern audiences. Ghesquière's designs balanced structure and innovation, echoing Cristóbal's architectural roots while introducing sharp lines, experimental materials, and a forward-looking aesthetic. 0. Re-established Balenciaga as a serious luxury house and restored its credibility within high fashion. While the brand regained prestige, it still operated within the traditional boundaries of luxury. It was admired, but not disruptive. This phase was crucial because it proved that Balenciaga could evolve without losing its identity. It also laid the groundwork for future experimentation by showing that reinvention was possible. The brand was once again visible, relevant, and respected, setting the stage for a transformation that would push far beyond conventional luxury norms. A dramatic shift occurred in 2015 with the appointment of Demna Gvasalia as creative director. Coming from a background rooted in anti-fashion and social commentary, Demna challenged every established idea of what a luxury brand should be. Instead of elegance and refinement, he embraced exaggeration, irony, and discomfort. Jurds, oversized silhouettes, exaggerated proportions, and everyday garments, like hoodies and sneakers, became central to Balenciaga's identity. Demna's designs blurred the line between high fashion and streetwear, forcing audiences to question why certain items were considered luxurious. This approach was not accidental. It reflected a deeper commentary on consumerism, branding, and modern identity. Balenciaga, under Demna, became less about beauty and more about meaning, provoking reactions that ranged from admiration to outrage. This bold shift marked a turning point not only for the brand but for the entire fashion industry. As luxury houses began to follow Balenciaga's lead in embracing street culture, Streetwear at Balenciaga was not simply an aesthetic choice, but a cultural statement. By elevating ordinary, even mundane items into luxury products, the brand challenged traditional hierarchies within fashion. Sneakers replaced heels, oversized coats replaced tailored suits, and logos became symbols of cultural belonging rather than status alone. Balenciaga tapped into the mindset of younger generations who valued authenticity, irony, and self-expression over classic refinement. 2. This approach resonated deeply in an era shaped by social media, where visibility and conversation often matter more than timeless appeal. The brand became a cultural lightning rod, constantly discussed and dissected online. In doing so, Balenciaga redefined luxury as something that reflects contemporary life rather than escaping from it. The success of this strategy demonstrated that relevance had become the new form of exclusivity, fundamentally changing how luxury brands communicate with their audiences. Controversy became an inseparable part of Balenciaga's modern identity. From intentionally ugly designs to provocative advertising campaigns, the brand consistently pushed boundaries and invited criticism. While some accused Balenciaga of mocking consumers or prioritizing shock value over craftsmanship, others praised it for its fearless honesty and cultural awareness. These debates kept the brand at the center of public attention, reinforcing its role as a provocateur rather than a passive participant in fashion. Importantly, controversy functioned as a tool rather than a liability, ensuring that Balenciaga remained relevant in a crowded luxury market. The brand understood that in a digital age, conversation itself is currency. By challenging comfort zones, Balenciaga forced audiences to engage, reflect, and react, solidifying its position as one of the most influential fashion houses of the modern era. In 2021, Balenciaga made a symbolic return to haute couture, reconnecting with its origins while maintaining its contemporary edge. This move was not a rejection of streetwear, but a synthesis of past and present. The couture collections showcased impeccable craftsmanship and architectural silhouettes, proving that the brand had not abandoned its roots. Instead, it demonstrated that couture and streetwear could coexist within a single identity. This return reinforced the idea that Balenciaga's evolution was not linear, but cyclical, constantly drawing from history while responding to modern culture. By bridging these worlds, the brand honored Cristóbal Balenciaga's legacy while asserting its relevance in the 21st century. Today, Balenciaga stands as a case study in survival through reinvention. From haute couture elegance to streetwear disruption, the brand has continuously adapted to cultural change without losing its core spirit of innovation. Its journey reflects broader shifts in society, where luxury is no longer defined solely by craftsmanship, but by relevance, storytelling, and cultural impact. Balenciaga's evolution proves that fashion is not static. It is a mirror of the times. By embracing change, rather than resisting it, Balenciaga transformed from a historic couture house into a defining voice of modern fashion, reshaping how we understand luxury itself. Luxury fashion was once defined by flawless tailoring, silent elegance, and exclusivity reserved for royalty and the elite. Now, imagine paying thousands of dollars for a hoodie that looks oversized, worn-out sneakers that appear deliberately destroyed, or a trash bag-inspired handbag yet. All of it carries the name Balenciaga. How did a fashion house once hailed as the pinnacle of haute couture become the most provocative symbol of modern streetwear? This dramatic transformation didn't happen overnight, and it wasn't accidental. It reflects deeper changes in culture, identity, and the very meaning of luxury itself. Balenciaga's story is not just about clothes. It's about rebellion, reinvention, and the power of challenging tradition in order to survive. Founded in Ido by Cristóbal Balenciaga, a man so revered that Christian Dior called him the master of us all. The brand began as an architectural force in fashion, known for sculptural silhouettes, unmatched craftsmanship, and quiet sophistication. For decades, Balenciaga dressed queens, aristocrats, and high societal women, setting rules that others followed. Yet today, the same house dominates conversations around streetwear, shock value, and cultural commentary, worn by rappers, influencers, and Gen Z tastemakers. In this video, we'll explore how Balenciaga evolved from the disciplined elegance of haute couture to the bold, sometimes controversial world of streetwear chic, tracing the brand's rise, fall, and radical rebirth. By understanding this journey, we'll uncover how Balenciaga didn't just adapt to modern fashion, it helped redefine what luxury means in the 21st century.